Kia ora, nau mai, haere mai, and welcome to the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership Round 7 from Harold Moody Park in Glendine, the home of the mighty Glenora Bears who host the City Boys Richmond Rovers. My name is Wade Brunston and I'm joined today by former Otahu Leopards and Kiwi legend Richie Barnett. Richie, how are you?
Very good, Wade. Good to be on the cams with you, champ. It's been a long time coming, so this is going to be an enjoyable matchup, and it's great to be calling the old local league, mate.
It sure is, and it's good to be able to pry you away from Sky Sport today with the big test matches going on right now.
Yeah, it certainly is test match football, and here's the Rovers side.
And Richmond Rovers, they're coached by Ricky Henry, but he's away today with the Kiwi Ferns, and they have some very good players in the form of hooker Blade Collins Kamumu, who's come back from the Melbourne Storm, and also interesting to note, Vito Tavanga has come back from the Queensland Cup and is in the side today, and they are coached today by Henry Nicholas. Kia ora, Henry. Good season so far?
Yeah, it has been, mate. We've sort of gone off to a bit of a flyer in those first couple of games. Obviously, didn't get the win against Otahu, which we sort of anticipated. We put a lot of effort into it, but kind of got things wrong in their game. I think since then we've sort of rectified what we needed to get right, and hopefully today's going to be our next biggest test since their game. So, hopefully we can put on a good performance out here today.
You're separated by points differential for top of the table. How are you going to look to attack Glenora today?
Oh, look, I mean, we're not sort of worried about what the points table looks like for us. I mean, we've just got to make sure that we respect the football, control our sets, obviously get to our kicks, and just defend well. Those have been our real focus points throughout the week.
Thanks, Henry. Go well. Their standing coach, Henry Nicholas. So we bring up the Glenora team list for you right now. And at the back they have a really good fullback that's played in the Cronulla Shark system, Wyatt Rangi. They also have the former hooker of the year, Zachariah Tippins, and also one of the best players going around in the Fox, Koma Sampson. They are coached by former Kiwi Ferns coach Tony Benson. Kia ora, Tony. Top of the table. How's the season going?
Yeah, pretty good. Top of the table's not that important at the moment, but the fact we're building is what's important for us. Had a good win last week and put a lot of our plans into action and did them well. So, it's the test for us today is to do the same again. And we're against a good side. They're well coached. So we're up with another big challenge this week, but that's why we're here.
You have the best defence in the competition. How are you going to attack Richmond today?
Well, we work for each other. We work really hard for each other, and we take space off them all the time. We'll be up in their face the whole game. We work hard on our territory, so we'll be playing them down their end and making life difficult for them and very uncomfortable, and then hopefully things will come from that.
Go well.
Thank you.
And the game is kicked off for Richmond Rovers kicking to Glenora. They find their way out of their territory on tackle 2. It's Chase Bernard. Goes out the back to Kingy. Onto Buchanan. Good player, Buchanan. Kingy. Onto Sope Kavaliku. Local legend. It's Chase Bernard. Sets through the middle of the field. Gets to offload out the back. Sampson. Out to Coca Smith. That's a good first set from Glenora. So they go back down the short side. And a kick over the top.
Well, it's a good set there, Wade. That was an outstanding set. 90-metre set there for Glenora Bears, and some good variation and variety in their play, and a nice kick. They just got to the kick, which was the most important part. Now they're applying the pressure on Richmond at the moment.
Yeah, it's a great first set. Interesting to note, Richie, you were talking to Tony about the Glenora side before the game.
Yeah, it was, and Tony was more intrigued about obviously playing against different teams of calibre, and when he mentioned that they were really excited about playing against Richmond. and the level, I guess, the competition that they need on a weekly basis, and the players just look forward to it. So today's certainly one of those games they look forward to, and I'm sure it's going to be an absolute pearler today.
And that was a great set from Glenora on defence. They really put the pressure on Richmond Rovers and Kamiumu to get them out of trouble, and that's great defence there.
I'm looking forward to seeing White play. He scored 5 tries against Papakura in their 88-0 victory.
Yeah, he comes with good raps, White. I heard a few people talking about him from Brisbane East, where he played Q Cup last year, and Ali, your old club, the Cronulla Sharks.
Yeah.
Played a bit of footy for Caringbah. Sampson to the line. Good to see Koma Sampson back in his home colours, the Glenora Bears. They look to set towards their post. Kavaluku sitting on the left-hand post. Phil Kingy's waiting on the left-hand side. Puts a nice little kick through into the in goal. Oh!
He was lucky to get that. Tupai. And again, just a nice pressure kick through on the left edge, controlling that. Philip Kingy, New Zealand resident and junior warrior.
Very good player, Philip Kingy. So I saw he had a milestone game a couple of weeks ago. I think it's 100th game for Glenora.
That's good effort.
Kamiumu. Chaz Brown there, coming in with a shoulder. It's Richmond, they've been in the red zone since the start of this game, and that's great defence there.
And Tony Benson mentioned before that they wanted to control this game from their defence, and their line speed straight away is just up and in, and their markers working extremely hard, and they're on the front foot now. The Glenora, it looks like they're winning the battle so far.
Yeah, that was great contact beforehand by Whaiamani, and interesting to note Whaiamani was part of the Manly Seagull system. They played Blacktown, didn't quite crack it into first grade, and he's come back home. So they've got some really, really good players in Glenora at the moment. There's Bernard, goes straight through the middle. And already the danger signs are there for Richmond. The speed of the ruck from Glenora is very good at the moment. So they look to set on their 50, 20 metres out. Kingy with his boot again. Pulling it up in the sun. That's a great take from Tupai. He's under pressure from Chaz Brown though, and he drags him all the way back into the in goal.
Again, applying the pressure. Chase Bernard in there on the left edge. The control from Kingy on that left channel. And again, they're controlling that left channel nicely, putting the ball up nice and high and applying the pressure on Tupai. It's worked extremely well for Glenora, so I wouldn't go astray and keep going there more often than not.
Yeah, Phil Kingy's really controlling this game with a short kicking game. And you see Richmond are blowing it and they're sucking in the big ones already. That's a good kick. Kavaluku though, he's one guy I wouldn't want to kick to.
No, he's been into the game, isn't he? He's taken upon himself that being the experienced campaigner.
That's good contact from Fitzgerald. Bernard, little show and go, gets the front foot. What's the referee calling here? Marker's not square.
Chase is so good at doing that too, coming at their line direct, footwork, squares up his body quite nicely, and he gets through, punches through, and he's a quick play the ball most, 9 times out of 10.
He's a good player, Chase Bernard. He's in the New Zealand police team as well. There's Buchanan. Sets to the left-hand side. Bernard to the line, out the back. And Yorker drops it. There's good shape there. It was looking nice there, Richie.
Yeah, and a nice double block play there on the right-hand side. It's the first time they've actually experienced a bit of attack, bit of shape on here on the right-hand side. Probably overstepping the mark a little bit. He should have been a lot deeper. And then he's got the option really to weigh it up, and either he cuts on the inside shoulder or he's got the ability to skip in and away.
Yeah, Yorker, he was part of that victorious Akarana side at the start of the year, and I think he got MVP in the final. Yeah. He's a good player, but the Fox is another level.
It certainly is. No, he played extremely well that day when they beat South Island 34-4, and he was. I think he scored 2 tries that day. He was on fire.
Yeah, I know there's a couple opportunities for him over there in the Queensland Cup if he wants it, so it'll be interesting to see what happens after this year with Yorker. Is that man James Gavey. Good to see him back playing local footy after a stint with Huddersfield Giants over there in England, and he gets a penalty for his team. Chaz Brown holding on too long.
Yeah, it's good to see a bit more of, I guess, senior players of this calibre to come back into the competition. I think we found that with a lot of the New South Wales and Queensland Cup players coming back, particularly through that COVID period. They've come back with and influenced the competition here. And a lot of players will take a lot of learnings from players that are coming back.
Yeah, 100%. Nothing better than being able to rub shoulders with NRL or former Super League players.
Left point, carry on.
There's Lafayette. Takes the first tackle. The last game I called, Richmond against Margaret East, Lafayette was the best player on the field. A very, very good player was Lafayette. They let the set on their 15. Michael Lamuffa sets around the 50, 30 metres out. Lamuffa to the line. He goes out the back. A good offload there. Annandale, fortunately, drops it in the ruck.
That's the first time they've had the ball in. Good ball, Wade. And Sofa had the ball, a nice little offload. Unfortunately, it went astray. They couldn't build pressure, but that looked pretty exciting. They shifted the ball to the edges. But unfortunately, they need the ball in hand, and they need possession, and they need territory, which is vitally important. They've been defending most of this half.
Yeah, they were building nicely there, Richie. Good shape, but they do have a good coach in Ricky Henry. Must be hard for him. He's coaching the Kiwi Ferns as we speak.
That would be one heck of a game, but
they have some good coaches in Henry Nicholas and Alan Eddles with them at the moment, but that Tonga Kiwi Ferns game will be a cracker.
It's pretty exciting, isn't it? You know, we've come here today. We're watching grassroots footy, and then we've got international for the very first time since 2019. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of red flags, either on cars or houses. And that's what the game is all about. But
around by my house, there's Tonga flags everywhere. You wouldn't even know you lived in New Zealand.
That's awesome.
It is awesome, and I'm really looking forward to that game tonight. As Komar Sampson finds some good yards. This is that man, Whaiamani. Really excited to see him play. And that's a big kick from Wyatt Ungi. Putting Tupai under pressure, and he lets it bounce. And he knocks on.
Well, he's not missing a beat in the kicking department, is he, Philip Kingy?
No,
every kick has found space. Every kick has been a pressure kick. And again, that was tough. He tried to get back to Pai, unfortunately. He had it. Unfortunately, it's gone astray. Extra pressure again.
He had a look at that man, Phil Kingy, actually.
He certainly did.
He looked up, saw Phil coming at him. So those big shoulders, dropped the ball. And this is great attacking position for Glenora Bears. I wonder if they'll have an attack from the scrum here.
I think Oyoko, will probably have make an early shift and see what he can do with his footwork, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Sometimes it's easy as that, isn't it?
It's not as easy sometimes, but see what he can do. There he goes. You caught it, Richie.
There we go.
And Yorker, he's got the name Pasco on the back. And that means Dion Pasco, Legend of Glenora Bears. And here's that man, Whaiamani. 5 metres out from the line. And the block play.
Good ball.
Short ball to cover Luku. And that's great defence from Collins. They head to their left side to that man, Phil Kingy. It's good defence from Richmond again. They've been under the pump and they're really holding out Glenora here. He's testing them. Buchanan, Kingy, Bernard. Bernard's going to set. Looking to offload. And it's really good defence from Richmond Rovers in this set. Kingy. Rangi. Puts a nice little kick through and it's well diffused there by Richmond. Once again, Richmond, they've been under the pump this whole game. They've been able to get themselves out of trouble with some stoic defence.
Yeah, that was a real confidence booster in defence there. They really rallied hard. Their ruck defence was strong. They came up, they scrambled extremely well, and that would give them confidence clearly in this game. Now they need to transition into attack and really lift that energy level now.
Yeah, you really just need to win the ruck here, get some quick play of the balls. There's Gave, finds his fronts. Good play of the ball there. So they look to shift early, does Richmond Rovers. Getting close to the touchline. They head back to the middle. And Annandale gets a good kick. And it's going to be advantage there. He was taken out in the air, was Annandale. But a lack of discipline there from Glenora Bears.
Well, that's what they desperately needed. Annandale with a kick, late tackle on him. And again, I actually like that shift. I thought they were really pedestrian through that middle, and particularly when you haven't got much ball, they can really aim up and slow the play the ball, which we've seen anyway. Their ruck speed hasn't been great, Richmond, but this gives them a good opportunity to see the set out.
There's Henry Pate. Takes up the former junior warrior. Lamuffa sets on the 50, does Lamuffa. Collins, he's crafty dummy half, this player, Annandale. Looks for a long ball, next touch. And Potu's going to score the first try. And that's great work from Richmond. They've been under the pump the whole first half. They get their first shot, and they score a good try to Jeremy Potu in the corner.
Again, the halves and both halves in this game is performing extremely well. He sided up quite nicely, Annandale. He looked, he knew the winger was going to come in. That long ball out just makes all the difference, particularly when you've got edge defenders coming in. And he just sided that. Look at that great delivery over the top.
Over the top of Yorka. He's a big lad, Yorka, too. Beautiful pass from Annandale. The former Mags player. Spent a bit of time at the Gold Coast Titans. The Annandale is a very, very underrated half. Another one that's come back into the country due to COVID. I guess the first try assist of the game. Jeremiah Potu in the corner. Interesting to note too, they're missing one of their halfbacks, Aaron Northsight. Had a couple of games with the Warriors in the NRL back in the day. So it's up to Hawaii to step up today. So very impressed with Richmond so far. The defence has been outstanding.
That is a way to respond, isn't it? When you've got limited ball, I'd say it would be probably 70-30 if that, to post the points when they've only had probably two occasions in the opposition half to come away with points.
That one's to the left-hand upright. And just on that point, I probably assume Richmond's had two tackles inside their 20. And they've come away with points straight away.
Back on that defensive effort that we saw prior to it.
Correct.
That was the game changer, wasn't it? That made a massive difference, that one.
That and that shift to the left-hand side. So Phil Kingy to get us underway. That's a good kick. Richmond, they want to let the ball bounce today as Henry Pay brings the ball back up. And a penalty there. The referee said that one was high.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how they respond. There's a couple of penalties, relieving penalties they've had already. What a shift. The shift is turning a little bit now. I just wonder how Glenora will respond to it. the ill discipline can come into play at some point, you know, when they've had so much of the ball.
And they've dominated this game right up until this point. Henry Pate takes another hit up. Good player is Henry when he wants to play. They head back down the short side. And he knocks the ball on. Messiah Sufa, unfortunately, tried to play the ball a little bit too quick.
Nice play too on that blind side, isn't it? You know, 2 players on them, good hit and stick. And then just that fraction of a second that you have to take just to secure that ball makes all the difference.
Yeah, a little bit of a concentration issue there. And when you're playing a team like Glenora, you do not want to invite them back into this game. That's Fire Money. Sorry, there's Vasu Falangi who's on the field. He's back from the Townsville Black Hawks. Another big body.
Yeah, big body.
New Zealand Māori resident player. And there's his New Zealand Māori resident teammate, Buchanan. Chase Bernard, he's had a good start to this game. There's Gave and Collins Kamihumu really dominate that tackle.
Jeez, they've earned that defence, isn't it? 3 in the tackle. Very unlucky not to get that ball back.
It's not often you see Chase Bernard go backwards either.
Absolutely not.
He's a big, strong lad, that one. Says Raul Levi. Taps to Buchanan. Buchanan. 15 metres out from the try line. They go out the block play at the back. Coca Smith. Yorker. Met solid defence again, Richmond. They come off the line and drive him backwards. It looks to be no way through this Richmond defence at the moment. As Fire Mani takes it up, but once again, ill discipline from Richmond Rovers with a head high.
And Glenora probably going sideways a little, particularly on that right-hand edge.
Yeah, I agree. I'd like to see them set in the middle and then have a shot either way.
Absolutely, and square up too. That's up to your halves to really come across if you like your full-back to come in. And again, they're winning the battle. They really are lifting the bar here. The energy levels are lifting considerably.
That was just a great chop tackle from Casey Lafayette. It really impressed me the last time I watched Richmond play. He just drove in hard on Fire Mani. Forced a mistake, and Richmond again on the back of the defence are getting out of trouble.
Just not allowing Glenora to play at the moment in the last 10 minutes. And that could be the frustration part of the game. That could be the difference. Nice run.
Yeah, Isaac Fitzgerald. Collins. So look to head down that short side again. Referee doesn't like the little scuffle going on there.
Well, a pretty good start. I've got to say, what a recovery from Richmond. And again, they're trying to play on that right-hand side. They need to be more direct and get on the ground. Quick play of the ball. I think, particularly now, it's not fighting the tackle, it's getting on the ground, I think, which will work with them pretty well now that they've got the momentum.
There's Buchanan's down there, injured at the moment, holding his nose. Must be a bit of claret coming out of there.
In Glenora, their setup has been great. Most of it, whether it's Sampson or Bernard squaring up, and they set up quite nicely to play. They just haven't had that ball. They've had penalties go against them. They've had some incredible defence from Richmond forcing them into mistakes. And then you can see Richmond starting to build and the confidence starting to edge their way. James there looking looking at where he's going to attack.
He looks hungry today, does James. Looks very hungry.
We should get this game going.
Yeah. Sure we could have taken him out the back and carried on there. Here he is, James Gavay. It's not Gavay. Here's Gavay throwing himself into that defensive line as Komar Sampson comes very hard.
That's better defence from Glenora.
They head back down the short side. So they look to be doing the OB's game plan. Open side, blind side, open side, blind side. They get to their kick through Fitzgerald. And he finds the touch.
Hand over on the 20-metre mark.
And over on the 20. New rule. Tony Benson will be pretty happy with that defence.
Yeah, I think Tony will be happy. Just won't be happy with their attacking shapes at the moment.
At the moment. But I mean, that was the call clearly. Let's hustle up in defence and turn it around. And they certainly did that.
So Dean Coker-Smith gets us back underway. Some solid contact coming in there. Once again from Henry Pay. Mr. Gavay. Chase Bernard takes it up. He's met by Sarah Sofa. So head back to the middle through Komar Sampson, who's been pretty quiet. Start this game as Komar. He's lucky not to get a penalty there. So here 2 passes down. That's great defence again from Richmond. That's Henry Pay. Really digging his shoulders in today is Henry. Get a penalty there inside the 10. I heard the ref calling them off.
Henry Pay's just come up with some absolute pearls.
He has. I coached Henry over at Ellerslie Eagles. He comes straight out of the Warriors system. And when he wants to play, he can play. He's the brother-in-law to Newcastle Knight, Jairus Glamouzina. So hopefully Jairus is watching today over there in Newcastle. It's Fire Mani. Takes the hit up. And it's solid again by that man Pate. Bernard out the back to Kingy. Chaz Brown breaks the first tackle. Offloads there in the corner. And once again, Richmond equal to the task at the moment.
Flirting with the sideline there. But I like the fact that he was very aggressive in his run. I thought the pass probably should have gone to the player inside instead of the long pass. Gives the defence a bit more time to get across. Really adds no value to squaring up and holding up players defensively on that right edge.
But once again, Richie, they're going a little bit early on those block plays out the back. There's like one play and they're into it.
Just saw there, Kingy running to the line. Probably, I would like to see him run probably to the line a bit more. The players square up a bit more too instead of running across.
I agree. I'd like to see Chase Bernard probably go a little bit deep into the line and give Kingy a bit more time out the back. Hold the defence up for him. As Glenora aim up on defence again. I don't think Richmond have been out of their half very often at the moment. As Halalelo, former Counties Monaco Stingray player, plays the ball. Garvey, good run, needs a quick play of the ball. Once again, very unlucky not to get a penalty. There's Kamuhumi Collins, makes some good yards up the middle. Gets a quick play of the ball. And Unendale's going to kick early. And it's a good kick. And is that a 40-20, Richie?
I think it might be. His selection of kicking has been on point at the moment.
Oh, foot on the line. Coker Smith
Precision.
lets the ball roll out.
Oh, solid play.
Richmond finally going to get a tackle in their half.
Well, twice when they're in good ball, they've converted.
They have. There's Lafayette. Sets to the post as Lafayette. Collins to Pay. Pay sets to the left hand upright. Glenora try to play the ball down. Couple metres out. Unendale goes short this time, and unfortunately they knock on there. It was on at the back, wasn't it?
It was on. It was all on. And we had Tupai at the back. Unfortunately, the selection of pass, and clearly Solomona thought it was his ball. He should have left it. It was ranging wide to the fullback who was coming onto the ball. He had space. It was a 2-on-1.
I like the difference there. Unendale right into the line. He got hammered and he created the space out the back.
Yeah, you've got to take that courage line at times. Only way to do it, to hold that defence up, and he certainly did that. A tough run, isn't it? The old courage line.
It is.
You're exposed.
I wouldn't do it.
No.
Chaz Brown brings it out now.
No, pass on that.
He's had a quiet game too, has Chaz. Not much has really gone his way. But he earns a penalty there.
Well, Richmond's shape's a lot better, isn't it?
It is. It's Phil Kingy. Gets the ball over the 50. That's a great kick. There's Musia Serra, the former junior warrior. He's come back from Aussie as well. Had a stint over there. He takes a hit up. Chase Bernard has been a workhorse this game. And the referee stops the game again. Sending someone off. Must be the trainer at the back, talking too much. It's Hannum, a man from Masterton. He was brought up to the Warriors for a 4-year deal, but unfortunately COVID has stuffed that up. There's Sampson. Needs to inject himself more to this game, does Komar Sampson. Out to Kingy. Coca Smith. And he gets hammered. And they just look a little bit clunky.
Yeah. I just think he's running that wrong line. He's coming across and he's pushing his players on the edge wider. So you can see he's going across when he should be squaring up, and the other players should be running direct lines, inside shoulder or block plays. But he's running them into the sideline.
Yeah, I totally agree there. Coca Smith is running a bit more of that sweep line rather than straightening up and hitting Chaz Brown short. It's Richmond now once again coming off their own line. They've been doing it all day, but they've been doing really well. Here's Richmond.
It's good defence.
It is good defence. Some big boys in this, in both teams actually. Once again, Henry Pate, he's had a great game. He's giving him a hard time before the game, asking him if he's going to last more than 2 minutes today.
That'll be enough. That'll be enough to fire him up. No one likes to be the 2-minute man.
Yeah, one hit up against Margaret East and came off. That was him done for the day. There's a Sarah.
That's a great run.
Yeah, it's a good return. Buchanan out.
Yeah, well done to get back there too. That's effort.
Buchanan still fighting in the tackle there with Hale Lilo. We're going to shift the ball here. Yorker. Go back to the middle for Firemoney. He's got good body shape, this Firemoney. Once again, made in solid contact from Henry Pate. As Chase Bernard gets the offload, back to Firemoney. They head back down the short side. Wyatt Rangi gets the offload. Chase Bernard's going to put the kick up. And that's a good take from Tupai. He started the game where he wasn't taking the ball. Takes that one under pressure.
They are sprinting up in defence now.
10 minutes to go in the half. Unendale finds good metres behind the ruck. Richmond work hard for Carlos Henry.
That's a lot better. That's good push too on the outside. Take the pressure off the defenders.
That's great work there from Vito Tavanga. Worked really hard for that penalty. And Adele will look for top fine touch, but bit of a coach killer for Tony Benson there. Late in the tackle count. Vasu Valangi really took his time to get off Vito Tavanga. So we look up in the clouds. And Ndale into Veikoso. Another former junior warrior out of the Manawatu is Veikoso. Tane V. There's Tia, Salima Tia. He's on for his first stint. There's good defence there from Buchanan. He really put the pressure on them. And Fitzgerald comes up with a bad pass. Does Fitzgerald? Look at Buchanan get off the line here and whack.
Play was on, wasn't it? A nice little late cut. Inside ball. He drew the two players in. A late cut, unfortunately, just a little bit off, but I like that play.
I wasn't sure if Richmond actually knocked that ball on then. I actually thought Glenora did. The pass came before Buchanan made that tackle.
Let's have a look.
Let's have a look here.
I quite like the fact that he's going across and then that late cut there, just short. Not sure if it was.
I don't think Richmond touched the ball there. And Siole Vaka, I think, may have knocked on going down to retrieve the ball. However, Glenora ball, they find their way out of the territory through Coca Smith. They had big raps on Coca Smith a few years ago. Israel Levi makes some good yards around the ruck. As Bernard. He's been going all day, has Bernard. Siole Vaka takes a hit up. Komar Sampson with the good late footwork. And there's good kick pressure there from Lamafa. As Coca Smith has to get that one away. And that's a great take again from Potu.
Yeah, their fifth kick option has been great, but the pressure that is applied from Richmond has been superb. Pushed them into tight spots. They haven't been able to get away with a proper kick. And then on the back end of it, in the last 5 minutes, there's been penalties.
Yeah, Glenora, unfortunately, they're under pressure here.
With a few minutes to go before the half ends, this has got to be a real call from Glenora to lift the defence, lift the energy now. You can't go into the second half with the amount of ball they had in the first quarter. To be down by 10 points. Six minutes to go. Good position.
Yeah, Richmond, they could really do some damage mentally here for Glenora if they can get across the line. There's Veikoso. He sits in the middle of the field. Natane V, former Counties Manukau Stingray at dummy half. And here it's Tia. Salima Tia. Fitzgerald. Cut out ball there to Vito Tavanga, and he gets offload. And they run out there. Vito was actually through, I think. Didn't need to pass that ball to Vito Tavanga. Out to Carlos Henry, and poor Carlos Henry gets smoked on the sideline. I'm sure he's through here. Beats Chase Bernard. Chase Brown, sorry. Gets on the outside of Chase Brown. He should have just kept going.
Well, Tavanga, Musselin College, JK, Cronulla Shark, Jersey Flag in 2019. Brisbane Tigers in 2022. Well, it was there. The door was open.
The door was open for Vito to walk through. Now, unfortunately, it goes over the sideline. But fortunately for Glenora, they get out of trouble again. And they're going to get a penalty here. There's an all offside on the left-hand side. Now it's a chance for Glenora to get back into this game before half-time. It's Kingy with a good kick into touch to take them about 30 metres out from the try line. And Asera goes quickly. He wants to speed this game up. Chaz Brown down the short side. So we need them to look to set in the middle of the field. Sarah's going to go again. That's 3 tackles gone. Brown out to Kingy. He's going to hit to Bernard. Bernard's going to show and go, looking for the offload. And Vaka, he goes close. Brought down by Lamuffa. They go out the back. Wyatt Rangi sees a hole in the middle. And he's going to score the try and get Glenora back into this game. Wyatt Rangi, a very, very good player. And he brings the score to 4-4 with a kick to come.
That was a nice play. And I guess the pass on the edges hasn't been working, but when you've got speed of Wyatt and its acceleration through it, he's always going to find space in between players. And just a nice setup there also from Chase Bernard, who went through with a nice little offload, created a bit more time and space on the edges. And that was just brilliant work. He looked up, eyes up, and he just accelerated through, ton of pace. And just close to the fullback coming across, Tupai, who nearly had him. But it was just the momentum and the speed of this young man.
Yeah, it's good work from Wyatt Rangi. There wasn't really much on, was there, Richie? They sort of went 3 tackles to the left-hand side. Wasn't much shape on. And it's just some individual brilliance of, like you said, Chase Bernard and Wyatt Rangi with his eyes up. Speed. Gets through that door.
Yeah, very lucky to get through this at 6'4", isn't it?
They are. If you're Coach Tony Benson, you'd be happy. You haven't played very well in the first half. Or if you had a good defensive game, but you haven't attacked really well. Half-time's looming. What would you say to them, Richie?
I just think they need to play square. I know the shape is good in terms of the forwards doing the work in the middle third. I just think they've lacked the creativity on the back end of that in terms of how they shape up.
Conversion successful. That takes the score to 6-4 to Glenora.
But I also give credit to how Richmond have defended too. So.
Yeah, it's been a very good game. Glenora has dominated in patches, but like, as you say, I think if they can square up the defence, not go sideways so early, they'll probably make some more inroads. And they've got some really good middle forwards. And Komar Sampson and Chase Bernard, they're not really playing off the back of that at the moment.
No, and there's probably a bit of variety in second phase off the likes of Bernard, which we've seen quite often where they've gone through a post line and played. But there's always options around that when you've got second phase, popping the ball out. And there's a lot of opportunities around there for these players because they've certainly got the forwards to do that.
It's a minute 30 to half time. Let's see if Glenora can get to their kick. Finish this half out. Been a really good game so far. As Annandale gets us underway with a huge kick. Vaka's going to bring it back. That's a good run from Sioli Vaka. Buchanan down the short side.
No, he's just been industrious all day.
Very good player. He's another one. He's probably a victim of COVID, playing reserve grade for the Warriors before they got shut down. As Firemarni takes another good hit up as they get close to their 50. Komar Sampson, 2 pass, just talking about him. And Sampson gets the ball back. He's going to put the foot down. And Sampson, right before half time, is going to score and take the lead out to 10 points to 4.
Great footy. Great footy on the back end of a try, and then Glenora with a lot more energy, punching through the middle, which we spoke about before, Wade. And it's such a different football, and it's working to their strengths.
100%. I think they got two of the best middle forwards in Chase Bernard and Komar Sampson, and a nice little tip-ons here from Komar. Bernard through the line. He draws in the fullback.
A bit of
Komar
pace, didn't he?
Sampson. Well, he used to be a lot skinnier than that and could really motor. The big man struggling there, but he makes it.
Oh, that's the play we're talking about before. Coming at the line, the tip-on's just underused, isn't it?
It is. It is.
But wow, what a way to respond.
Right before half-time.
Absolute. Disheartening.
Very disheartening. If you're Richmond Rovers, you've been playing very, very well. Unfortunately, one lapse there of concentration. And they make you pay. And Sarah kicks the second goal. And it takes us out to 12 points to 4 at half time. We'll be back shortly with the second half.
On and wake up in the morning, body sore from last night's training. Dude run harder, tackle with intention, make one the gaps and watch for interceptions. Keep it fair, keep it cool every section. Give your all, pass the ball, put your best in. Enjoy your days, rip, pick up in your selection. This that thing that you've been missing. Don't play rugby. It's all yeah. You are your club. Come on.
Welcome back to the first half where Glenora 12-4 against Richmond, and what a game. Glenora had most of the possession in the first 20 minutes and it was looking ominous for Richmond, but the Richmond come back in the second half of the first half and they just absolutely dominated with their defence. Glenora found the way, and they certainly did. They started to find their attack. Their defence was struggling, and the first try from Richmond early on, and a superb pass from Annandale, which had limited ball, and then the second try was from Wyatt. They struggled with their shape early on, and they opted to go for speed and acceleration from their fullback to come and chime in the line at 6-4, the second try. And the third, they started to mount some pressure here. This young kid just accelerated through, and it was a timely try too, because they really started to look at things quite differently. The stoic defence of Richmond were just on song, and they were struggling to find any way to get through that defensive line, and a nice little tip on through the forwards, which we understood particularly with Chase Bernard, his ability to offload and create some opportunities. And again, the try from Kuma Sampson, who's had a slower start in the first half, but he's just come through late in the first half with some real powerful runs. And that's 12-4 in the first half. A fantastic effort here from Glenora to peel back that.
Yeah, it's been a great first half. Real struggle for both teams. Real good arm wrestle this game. If you're Coach Tony Benson, Richie, what are you saying at half-time?
Yeah, I'd say that what worked for them in the first half is play direct. Play with the options of either a tip-on, quick play the ball, and then for their backs to square up a bit, and look to what we've seen before, which has worked, which is Wyatt Lange, having the summing up situations but using his acceleration because he's got so much potential to chime through the line.
Yeah, I'd like to see them punch through the middle a bit more with Wyatt Lange off the back of that. I'm sure they'd be able to do a bit of damage. If you're the Richmond Rovers standing coaches at the moment, Alan Edels and Henry Nicholas, what would you be saying to them?
I think their defence is what has brought them into this game. Keep the defence really stoic. Their line speed is great. The hit and stick has been fantastic. Their shape is a lot better, so I think it's really a matter of possession with Richmond. If they can get time on good ball, there's going to be so many opportunities for them. They've just got to reduce the amount of penalties they're going away. But I just think they need to get possession and territory, and they've got all the shape in the world.
Yeah, I totally agree, and I think they've been very dominant when they've had James Gavay and Henry Pay in the middle. If those two are off at the moment, and so they've sort of lost their way in the middle there a little bit.
Yeah, they certainly have.
So I think I'd be looking at getting them on as soon as possible. Give them a quick rest now and get them back on. Yeah,
because we haven't really seen Annandale play. All he's done is receive the ball and pass, which has created a couple of tries, but we haven't seen his running game yet. And
correct.
I'd like to see a little bit more of that. And they've got, like you said before, there's so much potential with Tavanga on that right-hand edge. He had opportunity to go through and he missed an opportunity. Henry Nicholas is a top coach. He'll understand that we just need to get in good ball.
Yeah, early ball.
Early ball.
Let him have a go back on Chaz Brown. He beat him with ease the first time. Give him another crack, see what he can do. And, just while these guys are at half-time, your son, Jay, plays for Mount Albert.
He is. I think they ended up winning today against Otara Scorpions and started pretty slow, but I think they got away with the win today, so that was quite good. He's playing at number 6, so he's loving being back in rugby league. Just happy to see him with a smile on his face playing the game that he really loves.
And they got a top coach, haven't they?
Yeah, they have. They've got a quality coaches right across Mount Albert, and I guess the learnings they can get from coaches of that experience, but also the players that are around them, and which I love. That's club football. You know, when players can come back and you've got experience and coaches.
Yeah, you live around the corner from Harold Cornets. Used to see you up at their club rooms quite a bit. Is it hard to go back there now since your son's there?
No, it's not actually. I'm an Otahu boy, and it was a decision that someone else made, and that's a decision that he wanted to play with, and that's all good. I just support him whatever team he plays for, and he's loving the culture at the moment, so that's all that really matters. Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting when you live so close to Howick and then you're an Otahu old boy. That's the way it goes, isn't it?
All right, we're about to kick the second half off with that guy with the big boot, Mr. Kingy. Referee Aaron Keisha is about to get us underway. So he looks at the timekeeper. We're underway the second half with Glenora out in front, 12 points to 4. As Annandale catches that one. And Richmond struggle to get to their 20 on the first tackle. Chase Bernard slows that down. They head back down that short side. Natane V at dummy half. Annandale onto Gavay, is back on the field. They missed him at the back end of that game, first half. And gets a penalty as Chase Bernard hangs on a little bit too long. Probably not the start that Coach Tony Benson wants.
No, they're very aggressive in their defence, and they're slowing it down considerably. But to the detriment of a penalty, a relieving penalty.
Let Richmond set back in good ball. They head back straight to the middle. Does Richmond. Lamuffa makes it to the 50. Tanevi, back to Gave. He's looking really hungry for this game. Buchanan slows that down nicely. Lafayette to the line. Tanevi scheming around that dummy half area as he goes short. Out the back to Annandale, he goes nicely into the line. And Solomona, he takes that tackle. 5 metres in from touch. As Veikoso heads back to the 50. That's a good set from Richmond. Need a good kick, get a repeat set here. So head back to Annandale. Puts up a nice little up and under. And Yorker catches that easily and in goal.
Yeah, not on point. But again, that was the right option. They get out of jail here. Glenora. But a pretty simple set. Pretty direct. Garvey getting in there aggressively.
Yep, Yorker there. Monsieur Serra gets the ball out the back to Coker Smith. Must have been touched by Richmond as referee Keisha says back to 0. It's good hard direct running there.
Garvey's come in with a number of really strong defence here.
Russell Valangi. Spend a bit of time at Townsville Blackhawks as they go through Chase Bernard down the short side.
That's a good one.
He's got the arm free again and knock on there from Isaiah Sofa.
So again, Chase Bernard just squaring up, comes off his right foot. Again, direct. You want to get your players around him, particularly I think Wairangi. If you can just get off his shoulder somewhere using his speed. Off a Bernard offload.
100%. If Wairangi starts spiking that ruck, as we call it, get around guys like Chase Bernard, Komar Sampson, the pass is going to be there and he's going to do so much damage at the middle. So it'll be interesting to see how they sit here.
Great
as Buchanan runs strong and hard. He gets tackled close to the post. They head back to the short side for Kingy. And steps straight into some big defence of Vito Tavanga. Gets a quick play the ball though, and penalty here. Not sure what the penalty is for.
Well, hands off to Buchanan's just he's just been energetic right throughout this whole game. Very aggressive in his defence and his attack too. That was such a quick play the ball and an opportunity for this left edge to play.
The referee said they went back on the line, the tackle previously. So head back to their 50. For Vaka. He's been good, Vaka, since he's come on. He's been running strong and hard and nice and direct and setting the ball there on about the 30. They go out the back again. They go short to Whaamani. Bernard goes into dummy half. Has a crack himself. As Levi goes into dummy half. They go out the back to Vaka. Hits Kingy. Buchanan. Brown. Once again, Glenora starting to look clunky again as Brown loses the ball there.
Yeah, there's just not enough talk on that left edge. You can see the setup with Kingy, but there's nothing on the edge.
There's nothing. There's leg speed is slow.
It's really up to the outside players really to call it too. They can't rely so much on the halves to call the shots most of the time. These guys see the opportunities better from the outside, and if they can call it and just set it up, make it easy for their halves.
They're lucky there. The ball's knocked by Richmond. So you get another shot, does Glenora. Rangi out the back. Coker Smith. Yorker. Rangi again, playing a bit of eyes up. Whaamani. He goes close to the line. He sets to the right-hand post, and it's good shape here finally for Glenora. Vasifalangi. Kingi. Back with the corners play with Chaz Brown, and it's good defence from Vito Tavanga. As they go back to the middle through Vaka. He sets to the left-hand post. It's Chase Bernard's directing on the right-hand side. They go out the back to Chase Bernard. He's going to take the line on. He's got close as Chase Bernard, and he's over. And Bernard takes the score out to 16 points to 4. Still not much really doing for Glenora, but the individual brilliance and strength of Chase Bernard helps them get further in front.
3 tries in a row for Glenora, and again, playing direct is certainly the way to go. To reap the rewards on most occasions. And Samson and Bernard, Chase Bernard, was eyeing that up. He was pretty much talking to the left edge about bringing the ball to him, because he knows there's so many options around him. He can play straight and direct.
There's so many options, doesn't he? He's like, play out the back. He can run straight through and offload, or he can just run straight through and score. But they were looking pretty clunky there, Glenora. Timing's out.
No real setup, no.
They need to really play off the back of Buchanan and Bernard a lot more.
Which is good to not be able to have the ability to strike out wide, but find some opportunities through the middle.
Yeah, I think they've really broken down the Richmond middle since the reserves have come on. There's change. So Sarah converts and takes the score out to 18-0.
You just don't want the forwards going and saying that the backs do nothing. 18-4.
That's happened all within a 10-minute period. 2 minutes before half-time and 8 minutes after half-time. We see Kamihumi Collins come back onto the field for Natane V. I think they've missed his work out of dummy half as well. Have Richmond. Annandale gets us underway again. It's a good kick-off. And this guy here, I've really enjoyed his work, Vaka. Oh, and he gets hammered. But Carlos Henry comes off second best. The winger coming in there and having a shot on the prop. He comes off second best, but it was a good shot. Bang.
3 of them. And you're right, Buck has been outstanding. He's rolled his sleeves up. He's taken the ball strongly. Post-line metres has been fantastic.
He's really changed the game, I thought, Vaka, since he's come on. He's a big man.
And he's using his weight well.
And that kid there, Carlos Henry, he's a very, very good player too.
And if I'm right to say, Fred Arcoy's actually had a street named after him too.
Oh, has he?
I think, yeah, which is fantastic to see. Yeah.
It is. And my sister, she's been doing some work with Fred Arcoy. As Buchanan knocks on there, he's unlucky. I thought he was crowded in the ruck there. So
Fred. It's either Fred or James Luluai. I don't want to mix them up.
Well, Fred
both
Arcoy.
From Mount Wellington, so...
Fred Arcoy's been working with my sister down there in Gisborne. She runs the Matai Brain Research Lab, and Fred apparently is a very big advocate of this CT.
Ah, yeah. Brilliant.
And, yeah, she's looking for 40 players actually, so she can scan their
donate
brains.
my brain.
You've donated your brain?
I should.
Yeah, I should too. I've had a few head knocks, but
I've had a number of them.
It's Richmond. They're invited back into this game now. And is referee playing advantage for a high tackle there? No, he's not.
Bit of energy in that side now, Glenora.
And Sufa on the 50. Kamui Collins, Fitzgerald. Halililo drops the ball. Listen to them go off.
Yeah.
There's Nicholas Halililo. Very, very good players, Nick.
There's a lot of emotion flying out there at the moment after a call that went against them.
Also, these guys here, they'll be playing for Akarana spots as well too, Richie. So, you know, Nicholas, he's a New Zealand resident, so there's probably a couple of second rowers there that want his position.
Yeah, always a good tournament. Always enjoy commentating those games.
In the Premiership. Be interesting to see how Canterbury do this year in the Premiership, and if they can knock the County Stingrays out again.
Always a strong region, all right.
There was actually one game I really enjoyed. It was Southland versus Otago.
Yeah.
That was a great game.
They've had a couple of pearlers actually in the last few years, haven't they?
I think the young hooker out of Otago there, he's gone over to the Storm from that game. And he's in the Victoria Thunderbolts Jersey flag squad at the moment. If you're the coaches of Richmond, Richie, what would you be saying to them right now?
I reckon just control the emotion. Obviously, it's flying high at the moment. And just things like that could cause penalties. So if they can just pull the reins in a bit, play footy that we've seen them play in the first half. You know, James Garvey's come in with some real big hits. Just that fine line between having a hit and just causing a bit of either a penalty.
He's really playing on that red line, isn't he? There's Vasi Valangi.
Great one.
He's been good since he's come on too. The former Townsville Blackhawk. There's Bernard, been one of the best players on the field. Has Bernard. As he gets it offload again to Wairangi. There he is. Vasi Valangi. Nice fullback at the line. Back to Wairangi. That's the sort of footy I'd like to see Glenora play more of. Kingy on the last, he's going to put it up. That's a great take from Ropati Tupai.
I don't know if Chaz Brown thought he was offside, but he was the one that needed to compete with that ball.
He sure was. There's Potu, only try scorer for Richmond. Good hard carry on too.
Yeah, good hit from Ioka too. Centre coming in.
And Solomona, it's put on his back. Carlos Henry comes in again. It's good players, Carlos. Luff early. Another solid player that's come back onto the field.
It's certainly been a lift in intensity, isn't it?
It has.
Last 5 minutes. Good kick.
Coca Smith to bring the ball back. Oh, and they get the ball one-on-one strip. Oh!
On the ground. Was he on the ground?
What are they going to say here?
I think he had his... Well, he had a hand.
Had a hand on the ground.
Yeah.
Tackle complete. Look at it here. Solomona. Oh, two people in the tackle. He's touched him. Good call from the referee. Yeah, I can hear the players saying he dropped off, but in the ARL, we don't have the NRL rule for the one-on-one strip. So you can't drop off. And a lot of players get confused watching the NRL rules compared to the Auckland Rugby League rules. .5 minutes to go. Phil Kingy finds the touch close to halfway. James Brown with the tap.
Now it's all identifying names now, so she's on.
They're all calling Chaz out as he bumps through the first tackle there of Fitzgerald. And a bit of feeling in there.
There is.
There's Chase Bernard. He loses the ball backwards. His play on. Vasi Valangi. Gavay all over him. There's Kavaluku's back on the field.
He's been off for a while.
He has, Sorbo. He's a little bit older now, though, too. He's up there with Tony Toya in age. As Vasu Valangi looks to step back through the middle again, and they're really dominating this middle. So they get an offload here. Chaz Brown. Right foot step, offloads to Sarah. Running hard into James Gave, and they have a little laugh. As he offloads again to Buchanan. They keep the ball alive through Bernard. Kavaluku off the right foot. He offloads to Bernard. Bernard. Tackled there by Annandale. So they look to set on their right-hand post, and they head to the right-hand side. Fafamani just puts the head down. It's good defence again from Richmond again. As they're close to the line here. Waiarangi. He goes short to Bernard. That's a beautiful short ball. And the best player on the field, Chase Bernard, scores adjacent to the uprights. And that takes the score out to 22-4.
Yeah, nice little play again. Rangi coming in as a first receiver and playing a short ball, inside shoulder. And that's their go-to at the moment, isn't it? Everything revolves around either Chase, Bernard, just running those direct lines. He sees the opportunity. He saw a big gap looming, and it was just that ball. Yeah,
Lafayette, he turned his shoulder in, right shoulder in. Probably didn't need to, as it looked like Kamutu Collins had that covered. And Waiarangi identified it beautifully, and he puts Chase Bernard for an easy gap to score a try.
That's the difference, isn't it, when you're coming direct?
It is.
You've got to make that his last either indecision or the right decision.
Unfortunately there.
Starting to pull away now.
Casey Lafayette, he just promoted his right shoulder a little bit too high and opened that door for Bernard. And you don't want to give him an invitation as he's too big and too strong close to the line.
4 unanswered tries now for Glenora. 2 from Chase Bernard.
And Sarah converts to take the score out to 24 points to 4.
And I guess the troubling thing now with Richmond is whether they start to play football or whether they go into the aggressive, cause havoc style of football. And you certainly don't want to see that, because what I saw in the first half was a tremendous amount of quality football in them.
Yes, it's good to see Glenora too have brought their game plan back to the middle, and they're not going as wide as early as like you were saying before. They've really belted them up the middle.
And they were condensed too, ready for the battle.
They were.
And they've taken it on.
Sit back, have a look at. He loves this stuff. And he's still going. He makes it to the 20. That's good work from Kavaluku, the veteran. Back to another good player, Bernard. There's Chaz Brown. Starting to get his footwork going now is Chaz Brown. He's back to Buchanan. He's making easy meters back through the middle now. As Glenora look to really dominate this game, as Vasu Valangi now arm free, makes it to halfway. This is a really good set from Glenora. As Bernard beats one with his footwork. They make it over halfway in a great set. They can really pin them deep in the half if they get a good kick in here. And Coca Smith puts up a massive punt. Good luck.
Oh.
Oh.
Nice work.
Good work.
And again, it's not easy taking those spiral kicks. It's not often you put them up either, but it's challenging for a fullback, particularly early on when you're starting to find your rhythm. Put yourself under pressure.
Yeah.
It's a good kick.
So see what Richmond do here as they stick to one out running. They've got 20 minutes to get back into this game. I really like to see them shift the ball a little bit here. They take the ball up through the middle as Richmond, and it's good defence from Glenora. They're really slowing to play the ball down. Michael Amafo is slow up to play the ball. Oh, he takes a high shot there. does Vito Tavanga.
Okay? Is he
I
okay?
think Kavaluku's really lucky to get away with that. So the referee stops the play here. That was a big shoulder, I thought, to the head of Vito Tavanga, who's been really dangerous for Richmond. Bang, over the top there. Richmond very unlucky not to get a penalty.
You can see his body
Bang.
go down.
Yeah,
There's a fine line, and of course it's high no matter how you register it, but you can see the body when he steps in, goes down, drops down.
You okay, mate?
it's been assessed there by Warriors trainer Jamie Pendergrim. Good to see Jamie's back from Aussie. There was a while there the training staff couldn't get home to their families. Well, they got a penalty, so a report from the touch judge. As Fitzgerald takes the tap. That's good hands from Gavay. They set to the middle. In the first half, they're really good attacking shape, Richmond. It's a slow play of the ball though. Out the back there. Sufa is brought back under from Annandale. They set towards their left-hand uprights and they get another penalty.
Well, it takes a try to reignite energy back into this Richmond side.
It's Lafayette goes straight and hard at Israel Levi. Collins working his magic around dummy half as Collins goes out the back to Annandale. Annandale to the line. He gets free, gets an arm free. And good scrambling defence from Glenora. Sees I saw Sofa drop the ball.
Might even be Chase Bernard, I think, actually come across defensively. And that was so close to getting that ball post line and offload, and just that scrambling defence. And it may have been Chase Bernard coming across last minute to defuse that try. That's a great run, Kavaliku.
It's a great run from Kavaluku, and he's leaving bodies on the ground. It's Glenora for Yorker. That's good footwork, and he gets the penalty. As Richmond jumped the gun. We go here.
Oh,
Wyatt Rangi
great tackle.
comes out of nowhere, and Sufa could have got Richmond back into the game there.
He's coming up with some big plays in this game, isn't he, Wyatt?
He is. I'm assuming we'll see him play Whakaranan later in the season. It's Wyatt Mani. It's easy meters as Richmond don't get off the line. They really need to get their contact working in this. As Hannum, Richmond, they just need a little bit of attitude and defence right now. A little bit of attitude and effort, slow to play the ball down. As Vasu Falangi makes easy meters again to the 50.
Their bench has been great.
Their bench has been great. It's been the difference actually. So head back to their right side for Rangi. He drops Kavaluku under. Kavaluku loves this. He gets offload to Rangi. And Rangi's still going.
Oh.
And that's good defence there in the end. Good scrambling defence from Richmond. So head to Kingy. He goes to the line with Buchanan, and Buchanan busts through two tackles there, does Buchanan, and he's short of the line. And Levi goes. And Levi burrows under. And he takes the score out to 28 points to 4. Once again, not much doing for Glenora, but they're using their power and strength to get over the line.
Yeah, they're punching through, and I like the fact that when Wyatt Rangi coming in, you know, whether he's the receiver or he's the recipient of some offloads, but he's putting himself in some places where we're utilising his speed. And those are real coach killers too, right at the line.
They are. That's poor technique from Fitzgerald there.
You know, the number of occasions you see it when none of them are poaching down low. And
it's an easy try there. But you're right, Wyatt Rangi, he's starting to spike that ruck. He's hanging around the guys and getting an arm free. Kavaluku, Chase Bernard. And he's doing some damage through that middle when they're playing off the back of it, which is really good to see. There's Mosia Serra. He hasn't missed the goal yet. He's 5 from 5. Can he keep his clean record? It's probably the hardest kick of the day for him. Former junior warrior. Spent some time over in Aussie. Another one that's a victim of COVID. Come back home. He kicks this one to the left. So that's his first miss of the day, and the score stays 28 points to 4. So Richie, your Richmond coach, what are you saying to them right now?
I think just play footy. Spread the ball, try things now. You're 28-4 down. And I know they've had some wins through the middle, but I think Glenora's defence in the middle has been stronger throughout the game. So I'd like to see them shift the ball a little bit wider. You know, get the ball in hand with Annandale and create some opportunities with Tupaia coming around, floating around in that as a second receiver.
Yeah, I think 17 minutes to go. They're just got to let the ball
Play
fly.
footy.
Yeah. Let the ball zing, zap, as they call it these days. And Glenora let the ball bounce. And Kavaluku, he looks up and the defence is there.
And he's got room to move even.
The big man, and he gets an offload. If Coca Smith makes some yards up the middle. Levi out of dummy half to Buchanan. He's had a strong game as well, has Buchanan.
It's been a standout.
Vasi Vilangi. He goes out the back to Langi. Langi out to Yorker. Easton will play the ball inside their half. It's been a very good set. It's Vaiamani. Gets deep inside the Richmond half. This is a great set as Vasi Vilangi. So straight up the middle is Vasi Vilangi. Waiarangi, he's playing a bit of eyes up. He puts the ball up high. And that's a knock on there. Oh, the ball's played on. That's a try in the corner for Mosia Serra. As Tupai drops the bomb. And once again, Glenora go back to back.
Six tries, and it could be guilty that he was touched in the air. But I think the pressure of the chase was fantastic. The kick was perfect. And again, they've pretty much dictated the second half in terms of their attack through the middle third. And then look at this. And he was touched through that period, probably at the same time. But again, it's hard to call it when you're a ref.
It is
We've
hard
got
to
the
call
slow. Kavaliku pretty happy about that. He was happy that he had a nice run there with a few metres and a nice offload, which created an opportunity here for. I think he would have dropped it anyway.
I think he would have dropped that, and let's play on.
Call.
And Sarah, he gets the ball down. I like the work of Wyatt Rangi there once again. He ran the ball to the line. He was scheming. He found the space where he wanted the ball to go. Comes up with a try. So can Sarah convert his own try from the sideline?
I'm back in a bit. Oops,
And
to
he's
the
kept
left.
the left and put the mockers on him. The score stays
I was gonna do
32
that
points to 4. And this guy here, Vasi Vilangi, he's been awesome since he's come on.
He's just carted that ball up. I mean, clearly the size, but he's done exactly what he needs to do. The role in the team, roll your sleeves up and really be direct. And then they had some nice momentum through that middle, which they've done. I think in the last 15 minutes they've owned that middle third, haven't they?
They have.
Quick play of the balls, ruck speed is everything in this game.
Ever since Komar Simpson scored that try, they've dictated that middle. Really punched through there. I mean, there's a reason why they have the best defence in the competition.
Yeah, averaging of 7 per game.
That's unreal.
That's incredible. And then their attack averaging 52 points, but as we know, defence wins games, and they're not far off too, Richmond. average 10 so far. And that again is equally as good. And we saw that in the first half, didn't we?
We did. How hard do you think it's for Richmond today without Ricky Henry being here?
Yeah, I mean, that has some effect, but again, I just think they went off their game and they had them tied up, to be honest, Glenora, at that point in that first half. They needed to apply the pressure on. That's a fantastic run there.
They're still going. Asiri offloads the ball to Chaz Brown, and Chaz Brown is brought down by Vito Tavanga. He gets up and plays the ball. Asira is going to go straight back at them. I would have gone wide straight away there. Chaz Brown at dummy half. Gets the ball out to Kingy. Kingy to cover Luku. He offloads. And Camus Collins, he takes the ball. That's good hustle from the young man. Let's cover Luku. Takes his time getting up.
Yeah, there should have been someone near him, the big fella. He's always got an offload.
Yeah. Henry pays back on the field. A little bit late for Henry to come back on. Doing some serious damage in the first half was Henry. And Solomona thought he took a little bit of a whack to the head there. It's too tight. Settles up the middle. Richmond really needs to look at some positives here and finish this game positively. There's Coca Smith at the back there. He brings the ball back and runs into a solid shoulder of Blade coming, Hemu Collins.
And you're right about that, Wade. I think they do need to finish on a positive. And I guess if you're playing that style of football, which was pretty predictable we've seen so far, and clearly lack of ball, they're fatigued out of the game to some degree.
Yeah, they've been beaten up physically by this big forward pack of Glenora. I don't even think we've seen Komar Saints in the second half. He hasn't need to inject himself. You've got guys like this, Kavaluku, coming at you all day. Chase Bernard. It's always going to be a tough day at the office. There's Levi. Dummy half. Gets a kick out. It's a good kick. Will it hold up? No, it won't. So they come back for a 7-tackle set. And just on that too, look, Levi's been at dummy half all day. They haven't even played Zachariah Tippins.
That's right. Scary thought.
Scary thought with his speed out of dummy half.
So let's see what they post here and what sort of shape they've got. Richmond.
There we go, a bit of a two pass there, out to Lamuffa. Some good meters there.
Fantastic one.
Need a feed off the back of that, does Richmond. Quick play of the board needed. So head down the left hand side.
Certainly fatigued, aren't they?
They are. Ruck's really slow. No shape, they sort of look flat. Fluffy Elliott works hard. But Glenora have just dominated the ruck. So head back down the short side, and Annandale throws a good dummy. Solomona, he finds the pass there, and that's great covering defence from Glenora. As that try should have been scored. It's Coca Smith, and they try to bury over, and he gets forced out.
Great scramble.
Great
Fantastic.
scramble.
But I love that too from Annandale coming across and the way he held up that ball when he could easily have thrown that ball, but he held it up, and that's the subtlety of that pass. You know, that's the skill and the awareness of a player.
Seems to have time on the ball, does Annandale. He created that half break
And
there.
then how did they not score that try on the left? But again, the cover defence, plenty of energy.
It's all about attitude as defence. Russell Valangi.
He was the man that came across and diffused that try.
What a player. Glad he's back from Townsville.
Yeah, what's number of standouts?
Very good team, this Glenora team. And missing Zachariah Tippins. Phil Kingy goes into dummy half, and Bernard loses that, but I don't think the markers were square there, so it'll be a penalty to Glenora.
No, definitely not. And who else? Who else would be there? Buchanan.
Phil Kingy gets the game restarted. Russell Valangi is really taking ownership of that middle. Cheers Brown gives it to Buchanan. Buchanan just puts his head down. Runs straight at Fitzgerald. Bernard at dummy half. Russell Valangi out the back to Waiarangi. And they're dropping Yorker back under. Back to Waiarangi. Russell Valangi who started it. Sets at the post of Russell Valangi. Bernard seems to be playing dummy half now. There's not much he can't do. Bernard goes to the right hand side to Waiarangi, puts a kick through. That ball's going to go a little bit dead. Was a kick dead from Richmond, so it's going to be a line dropout.
Well, mounting pressure again. As you can see, Buchanan down on the ground. He's just been a trooper right throughout this whole game. You know, partnered by some pretty amazing efforts coming off the best bench. Vaka, Valangi, who's been tremendous, and of course Chase Bernard, who scores 2 tries in this match. Carted the board up strongly and really turned the game around for them.
Yeah, if you coach Tony Benson, you're going to be very happy going into the final series. You know, you haven't really given away too much today on the live stream. One of your key players hasn't even played today, Zach Tippins.
Coming off a win too of Te Aratu. You know, that's just another game that they can slot in. Another confidence boost, another learnings.
And they're in the toughest section too, with the strongest teams. I think there's 4 of them all on the same points, separated by points differential, which is Glenora, Richmond, Otahu, Te Aratu's the other one. So they're leading the strong section, going through to the finals, and if you coach Tony Benson, you're very, very happy at the moment. And you've kept them to 1 try, which came from a long pass.
Yep.
You know,
brilliant pass too.
It was.
Annandale. But you're right, it's the defence that really would be super impressed with Tony Benson.
So Annandale goes short. It's picked up by Yorker. Chase Bernard goes into dummy half. Vasu Valangi off the left foot. Sets the ball on the right hand post. Bernard's going to go at the back. I'm not sure if that was the intended recipient of Vaka. He's going to make something work as he sets 20 metres from the sideline. Bernard.
Of course he was going to go.
I was about to call that one as he offloads. And they find space again on the left-hand side. And Asera goes in for his double. Take the score out to 36 points to 4. They've carved them up in the second half. 5 tries in the second half. 7 tries from the 37th minute of this game. Really carved them up just through offloads, and there's a great pass from Komar Simpson to find Asera unmarked out on the wing. A beautiful cutout ball.
It was just that offload that created that decision defensively to come in. And the selection of pass was the perfect one.
Especially when you have the world's biggest hooker, Chase Bernard. I had a feeling he was going to dummy and go, and he did. Sarah is giving up the goal kicking duties to Chaz Brown.
Thank you. One more.
been a great crowd here today at Harold Moody Park.
Yeah, it has been a fantastic day. We had rain this morning. Looked like it was pretty ominous this afternoon, but it's always nice to get some dry footy. And if we're looking at towards tonight too, supporters there pretty happy with the outcome. I think they lost the reserves early on.
Yes, they did. Lost the reserves to a very good Richmond team.
And a couple of long-range tries there.
I think that rain's going to come in tonight, about half time.
Don't you say it.
Tonga will be up by 6, and the rain will come in, and New Zealand will struggle. That's what I'm predicting. It'll be a fierce battle at the full packs tonight. I'm looking forward to that.
The Kiwi Ferns in Tonga early on too. I cannot wait to see that. Good mate of mine, Jimmy Dimmock's daughter's playing in it.
Oh, fantastic. She played for Tonga?
Yes, she does, yeah.
Fine, Marnie. He hasn't done too much wrong, but he was looking into the sun with that one. He puts it down.
Tegan Dimmock playing in the, I think, middles. So,
Wasn't his dad an awesome player?
Yeah, Jimmy was. He's an extremely good player.
Who's coach of that team, do you know?
His brother.
Oh, his brother?
Yeah. So he's the assistant, supported, but yeah. So yeah, and Jimmy would have been one of the first, I think, to change the direction of Tonga, really. You know, when they NRL players started to play for Tonga way back, especially in the early 95s when we played them in World Cup and they nearly beat us.
That's
Matthew
right.
Ridge kicked the winning
Left foot?
kick.
Was it left foot kick?
Yep.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
And now look at them, which is exactly where they should be, the Pacific Island teams.
Yeah, Samoa, I saw their team list. They're very, very good as well.
It's starting to build, isn't it?
It's starting to build nicely.
Yeah.
I was actually in Aussie last week and I was really disappointed with one of your other good mates, Brad Fittler's comments about not having these specific tests.
Not having them.
Not having them.
Yeah,
so
well,
New South Wales could have the best players available.
Yeah, well, that's from the eyes of their own game. And
But that's the final score there. 36 points to 4. Glenora really put on a clinic in the second half, Richie, and dominated the second half and sucked the life out of Richmond.
that was a superb effort, and I enjoyed that game. Round 7 of the ARL. And the side that is first on the table takes the win today against Richmond, 36-4. And an epic game there where Glenora stayed strong right throughout that whole match. There were elements of Richmond who were able to chime through and looked promising at stages, but it was Richmond who took the game 36-4 here at Harold Matthews Park.
I'll grab the captains for you, Wade.
Let's go down to Wade with a player to talk to in the end of this game.
Kia ora, just here with Richmond captain Casey Lafayette. Tough day today?
Yeah, very tough, mate. I thought we competed well in the first half, but, the quality side that they are, they kind of ran away with it in the second half.
Maris next week, where do you go to from here?
Oh, we just want to, compete for the 80, play an 80-minute performance, but, yeah, that's what we're looking at doing.
Thanks, Casey.
Cheers, mate.
Good luck for the season.
Thank you.
Just here with Glenora captain Phil Kingy. Phil, good day in the office?
Oh, yeah, I suppose you could say that. I mean, the end score really didn't depict how close that game was, so we got there in the end, but man, those Richmond forward pack are pretty tough in there, so yeah, good outcome for us there.
Work-ons for next week's game?
Yeah, it's in the middle third, eh? If we can manage to tighten up our ruck a little bit more and get the momentum we did in the second half, then yeah, that's what we're looking for.
In the second half, you seem to bring the game playing back through the middle with your big boys. Was that talk through at half-time?
Yes, I suppose our hooker went down on the first set and he didn't even touch the ball, so that mixed things up a little bit. And then, yeah, a bit of shuffling around, and then we managed to find our feet after that.
Well done. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thanks, Wade. And that was the end of round 7. The Glenora winning there 36-4 in an epic game. Thanks for your time, and we look forward to next week's game.